We're now approximately 4 weeks out from 21 Pilots' I Am Clancy video, which marked the beginning of this new era, the Clancy Era. The theories surrounding the lore and narrative of Dima continue to circulate and develop. I myself presented a theory about regional at best, and why it's important that it's not ignored. But, interestingly enough, the other independent album, self-titled, has not been ignored. I've seen many theories presented tying the themes and songs from this album into the Dima narrative, and this is a topic about which I confess I have more unanswered questions than fully formulated theories. But there are several intriguing points in this album which stand out to me, and a couple of mainstream theories which I disagree with. Firstly, just looking at the album art alone, we see a number of different elements which clearly relate to what we know about the story. For instance, a city, just like the city of Dima. Also, the city is part of what's spilled out from the figure's head, just like Dima, and this whole story, is part of a representation of what's going on inside Tyler's head. There's also a treehouse, which is not only mentioned again in the songs Forest and Stressed Out, but could also relate more generally to the numerous appearances of trees throughout their albums, such as in the music video for Ride, and at the beginning of Overcompensate, and also the song Trees. If we look at the top of the artwork, we see a light bulb and a ceiling fan. Now, I've seen several people point out that the city of Dima, particularly as it's represented on maps, is very similar in look to the base of certain ceiling fans. But I still think we need to pay more attention to the ceiling fan than we have. In the past month, several even more explicit references to it have appeared. In the I Am Clancy video, shadows are continuously moving over the letter that we see. And if you watch these shadows closely, you can see that they resemble the movement of a slow fan. It has been shown time and again that even the smallest details in what 21 Pilots releases are carefully planned, particularly for this video. So I don't think something like this should be ignored. Furthermore, when the album Clancy was announced, several variations of vinyl pressing were made available for sale, including a dual-color black and white variation. And the black stripes on this vinyl could represent the blades of a ceiling fan. Also, and not to be forgotten, the song Glowing Eyes from Regional Best has this line: "But I'll kindly enter into rooms of depression, while ceiling fans and idle hands will take my life again." It is already evident that the song Glowing Eyes has some very clear links to the Dima narrative, so the inclusion of this verse is significant. So what role does the ceiling fan have in all of this? It clearly seems significant, but why exactly? If it is simply the case, as some have theorized, that Tyler got the inspiration for the Dima story while lying on his bed and staring up at his ceiling fan, then why is it still being hinted at in current videos and releases? Which leads me to my next point of inquiry: the light bulb. The image of a light bulb is stereotypically used to signify inspiration, and I do think that's a role it's playing in this artwork. Tyler, lying on his bed and looking up at his ceiling fan, gets inspiration for the Dima story, and the thoughts and themes begin to spill out of his head. But that can't be all that the light bulb means. If it were, then why would it return to play a role in the Dima narrative? We see it return in the music video for Fairly Local, and then again in Nico and the Niners. It's even more interesting when you remember that the main source of light in Dima seems to be neon lights, so the more traditional looking light bulb seems kind of out of place. The search for light bulbs also plays a role in the song The Judge, but perhaps over the course of this next album, it will be revealed what the role of the light bulb is. Another theory I've seen circulating relates to track 10 of the self-titled album, Trapdoor. In the very first verse, a figure is described to us in the following manner: "He wakes up early today, throws on a mask that will alter his face. Nobody knows his real name, but now he just uses one he saw on a grave." Many people are speculating that this could be telling us something about who Clancy is, or perhaps giving a different twist to the I Am Clancy video. Maybe this means that Tyler wasn't always Clancy, but now Clancy has died, Tyler has taken over for him. Or maybe Clancy wasn't always an important character, but Tyler's figure saw his name on the grave and began using it. However, I have my own theory about this verse, and this song as a whole, which I've not really seen anyone else proposing. What if this song isn't about Clancy? What if that wasn't the name on the tombstone? What if instead the name was Nicholas Bourbaki, a man who lived and died? Think about it. Who in the Dima narrative is more obsessed with graves and glorifying those who are gone than the bishops and their leader, Nicholas Bourbaki? We've also never clearly seen his face. It is always obscured by a blurry mask and a layer of paint. In conclusion, it seems like there are not only clues and imagery in this album, which can give us hints as to how the saga will end, but also help us to understand everything that has led up to this point. Thanks for watching, and be sure to comment your thoughts below. Also, I'll probably be making a follow-up video sometime in the next few weeks, so be sure to subscribe if you would like to see that.